I generally will not introduce myself to people I don't know. So I don't think that's a problem. Well, I'm a musician, a father. What else? I'm a Pan-Africanist, socialist. I mean, I think that's the core of my being. That's basically, yeah. I think those four descriptions are a bit accurate. No, it's just simple. It's translation from Yoruba to English. Eyenla, big bird. Finish. My nickname I just wrote it in English. Or maybe it's because I'm also initiated into the ancestral secrets of our people. They turn to bed for night. Momandi, music has always been many things to me, not just one thing. Music is a way of life, is a job. Music is a political tool. Music is, now, tomorrow, yesterday. Music is everything. I mean, to someone like me, my life is my life started inside music. I grew up in a very musical space. So yeah, I can say music is everything. Someone like me. Yeah, the process, yeah, of course, it's called hunger. When hungry catch me, I'll go and write a song quickly before it gets serious. I think, that's what drives everybody to do his job. If not, people will not release albums. We'll just sit down and play our music. But we have deals to make. I think that, let me be honest, you've committed yourself to a contract. You have to fulfill the contract. Me, I don't have any rituals before I can write my song or need to write my music. Most of my songs, I already hear it in my mind, so I just put it down. I think if you have to look for inspiration, then you're not living the right way. My existence is inspiring. What is relevant to me inspires me. The things that I take as important, serious, that move me, that drive me, there's inspiration in all of those things. So when people always try to say they are looking for inspiration, it's because they live a fake life. So their reality cannot inspire, their life and their art is not the same. So their reality cannot inspire their art. So they need to look for the inspiration. Oh, I make afrobeat music. If I would say it generally, I'd say I make political music, But for me, say I make political music doesn't make sense because everything in the world is political. So I would just say I make afrobeat music, The afrobeat music is something that my father created to represent the people. Afrobeat is the voice of motherland people all over the world. It's our reality, our existence, what the majority of us go through. And that is what my father was looking to convey when he started singing Afrobeat music. He was looking to convey the pains, the aspirations, the hopes, the dreams, the general existence and reality of motherland people all over the world, Well, I don't know about Afrobeats, but for Afrobeat music, I think generally the DNA of the music is there. It is a genre on its own. And if I'll be really honest, I wouldn't say there is a progression or sequence that defines Afrobeat. I think that was the reason why Fela wanted to play Afrobeat, being a jazz artist, then playing high life, then coming to play Afrobeat music, because every other thing was sequenced, very planned. And my dad just wanted something that was completely expressive, something that you could just make in a certain key without following any previous guidelines and express yourself. So I wouldn't say there's a certain, this is the catch, I wouldn't say there's a certain sequence or progression that defines Afrobeat music, but when you hear it, you know it's Afrobeat music. Many Nigerians playing Afrobeat. Oh man, in different forms. I mean, there's Dede, there was Lagbaja, there's a guy that came here yesterday called Eddie Lanky, there's AK-47. There are a few bands, they all come out doing celebration. You know, Nigerians don't support them, that's a different thing entirely. Whether they are successful is another thing entirely, you know. But they do exist, they're out there. I didn't make the album in the studio, I'd already written the album. We had been playing the album for like almost a year before we recorded it. Afrobeat music goes more from like stage to studio, not studios to stage, like most other genres. I think that's another thing about Afrobeat music. So many Fela fans will tell you that, you know, we've been hearing the songs at the shrine for maybe a year or two before Fela records it. And when Fela records it, he stops playing it. Well, I think there was just a big misunderstanding, a mishap of epic proportions. I was put on a Emirates flight earlier that my band took. Even though I told my manager and my agent I wanted to leave on the Air France flight at night, we had a whole hour discussion about that. I think people just generally forgot to change my flight. So by the time I got to the airport, there was no ticket. It was 11 p.m. It was too late to call the agent or even do anything. Everything had closed, you know. So well, I think as you know, the Nigerian people have been removed from politics from a long time. For maybe 35 years, we were banned from politics by the military government. So for me, every election cycle, I see us engaging more and improving in our understanding and our engagement. I wouldn't say Nigerians are politically astute yet, and I won't say we understand the system that we are under completely. But yeah, I mean, for the first time also we had independent candidates and we had so many options and we had such a vibrant electoral process, you know. And I think it can only get better. Also, the onus now falls on we, the Nigerian people, who also want to see a better Nigeria, to make sure that we do everything in our power to make that happen, to take Nigeria serious, you know, make it important to us, like our job. You know, many people always say they don't engage politically or they're not activists because they are afraid to die, you know, but going out in Nigeria alone is one of the most dangerous things you can do in this world. But people do not say because the Nigerian road is dangerous, they can die of accident, trailer can fall on your head, trailer can explode and kill all of you in your car, anything can happen, that because of that they don't go out and look for food or go out and hustle because they can die. But they always use that as an excuse when it comes to liberating our country. So it's just because people don't really see the benefit of liberating the country. They don't understand that the benefit of liberating Nigeria is more than the benefit of going out to hustle on our dangerous roads. Anyway, I even feel going out to hustle in Nigeria, just living your life, is more dangerous than engaging in political activism or liberation movements. Why do we always have to use young presidential, old presidential? There's no such thing. This youth noise is something created by our elites, by our political and business elites, to divide us more. There's no youth in Nigeria, there's no old. We are the people. It's the people versus the elites. Case closed. Either you are with the people or you are not. There's no old, there's no youth, there's no... I mean, there are so many young people that are also destroying Nigeria effectively, working hand in hand. Who are the aides, the PAs, the drivers, the cooks, the money launderers, the pimps? They are young people for the elites that do all this job for them. So let we as young people not act like saying youth is some kind of cleansing word that suddenly makes you viable for presidential power or political post, or suddenly makes you innocent in the trauma that is Nigeria. People are involved in all age groups, and the sooner we abandon such divisive ideas. They were candidates, they were good candidates, independent candidates. I've already described them. Don't call them youths. And they are older than me. So how can they be youths? I'm 36. Well, everybody did well except Obi Ezekweli, who was very woeful, I have to say. And I'm happy to say that because I predicted that she was going to be like that. And she was, you know, other than our own team, that they ended up fighting over where the money was and things like that. I think the other parties kind of gave a good account of themselves. You see, in this new era that we have, we cannot allow for people to play on us the way the people that were already fighting have played on us and established and entrenched their power in Nigeria. You understand? So let's hold the feet of all these our new political aspirants to the fire. When people do what Obi Ezekweli has done and our party, we should shun them, we should call them out, we should let them know we know what they've done, and they've, you know, a lot of people worked for them, and they just destroyed all that hard work based on some kind of internal money cost. We cannot accept that. We should call it out. You know, Moghalu did great. I think Showore did great as well. You know, it is not yet Uhuru. I don't think, I would personally say, I would not say their strategy was the best, but this is not the place to discuss that. But yeah, at least we did something. You see, for me, this is what is important. I don't want people to criticize people like Showore because they didn't win or lose or anything like that. We cannot judge ourselves by such parameters anymore. When people say to me, oh, you are doing Nigerian resistance movement, what difference does it make? I say, at least we are doing something. That's the difference it made. If we didn't do anything, there will be nothing done. The fact that we are doing something is the difference that it has made. We've done something, you know. In as much as I really want to see the Chibok girls brought back home, we would do ourselves a great disservice as a people if we only call out the Chibok girls as the atrocity that is going on in Nigeria. More people than the Chibok girls have been kidnapped individually since the Chibok girls has happened. People have been killed in their kidnap that they can't find. I'm sure there are more people missing in this country right now. OD, we've still not gotten justice. This is why I know that it is not a youth old. It is we, the people of Nigeria, not taking ourselves seriously. We've been indoctrinated to believe that we don't matter, and we believe it. That's why somebody like Obasanjo that has committed 2 genocides in this country can be writing letters and we take it serious without calling for justice for our brothers and sisters that he has murdered when he was president. It's when we let people get away with this kind of bloody crimes, you know, and bloodletting. We generally also let them realize that when we say Chibok girls, it's just lip service. We do ourselves a great disservice when we act like Chibok girls is the only disaster in this country. You know, and the only reason why we act like it's the only disaster in this country is because it's the only thing we can say that Europeans validate. Because the Europeans have also accepted Chibok girls as a disaster. So that's a European validated disaster. So it's the disaster everybody wants to talk about, as if it's the only disaster that is worthy of talking about. Chibok girls is bad, it's terrible, but it's not the only thing we have to see the end of. We are being murdered wholesale in this country by both official security agents and unofficial security agents. Our roads are killing us by the thousands. We have people dying in the hospital waiting rooms because they have no money to pay for hospital card, because they have no money for drugs. People that we have not employed. You understand? So atrocities happen every second in this country, but we accept it because Oyibo said that one is acceptable. Oyibo has told you that you dying in your hospitals is acceptable, dying on the roads, not having houses, living on the street like vagabonds. Look at yesterday, political thuggery between people that work for the which I don't even know who they are. I just saw the pictures of people slain and killed. Yeah. So it's not only the Chibok girls. I want to. The question is, are we going to see the end of any of these crises in 5 years? Any of these things that affect us? Are we going to? Because it is the job of these people to bring a solution to it, not just to the one their organs in Europe and America has approved. That is atrocity. Everything that happens to us is an atrocity. It's just a shame that we do not see it that way. There's no problem with SARS. If you think there's a problem with SARS, then there's a problem with you. SARS is doing exactly what they are paid to do. They're doing exactly what they are given order to do. We didn't beat up Buhari's child like that. Can they beat up anybody's child like that? That is in the government. This is what I mean. The fact that we as Nigerian people suddenly start acting today as if SARS just started oppressing people yesterday is a shame. It's just because now some little boys can buy phone and put their news out there. It's happening to people in the villages, even worse every second. We are burning old women that they turn from bed. This video camera that is catching, okay, police is beating us, Abi. Abi? SARS is molesting you. But you have also killed the old woman that she turned from human being to bed. And you didn't even have evidence. Your camera phone did not catch her turning from from bed to human being. But you all gather, you Christians and Muslims, and you lynch, you beat the person to death. We don't understand the psychology behind our attitude and our behavior, but we're going to cry victim. SARS is a manifestation of our own acceptance of our dehumanization. Me, SARS cannot molest somebody on my street. If I see police beating somebody, no matter what I'm doing, I will go and meet them. I will put hand and fight the police immediately. Because I'm saying people don't take themselves seriously enough. It's not a matter of hypocrisy. Hypocrisy is knowing better and doing worse. You understand? We don't know any better. You see, the same mindset that make you born an old woman that she's a witch, or somebody steal 20 naira and you beat him to death. Why politicians are living on your street, you've not burnt their house. You know, this person is a politician on your street too. You've not attacked him before, but you've burnt an old woman to death. It's that same mentality that is making SARS shoot you to death and beat you to death. We as working class poor people cannot take anybody's personal benefit or personal development as our collective development, except the person is dedicating that development or benefit to us, But they will always want you to live vicariously through them. That's how the society wants you to see things. So let me just learn. So when you do Yahoo, except you are engaging in some form of revolutionary socialism or Pan-Africanism and investing or engaging with your community, you are a criminal. That's all you are. Don't say you are taking money from. And I understand, I don't judge crime or criminality. That's another discussion entirely. Crime and criminality and judging, that's not my duty or my job. But I will not let you now come and sit down next to me and act like you are a noble person. That will not happen. It's the same way Dangote or Tedola or Buhari or Sibajo cannot sit next to me and act like they are doing something. It's the same way you as a young person committing crime cannot sit and act like you are doing something if you are not. Well, it's been very tough. Fela has been gone for 20-something years now. This is 2019, so 22. People with their born say, right? And don't the way. Serious don't involve for in life. So yeah, it's been a long time. I think that is my own greatest achievement in my life, apart from my daughter and apart from my family. I have to say my greatest achievement is, even more than my Grammy nomination or my recognition by the French government as a chevalier, and they gave me knighthood and all that, even greater than all that is the fact that the Egypt is still existing. I'm not a legacy-driven person. I don't chase legacy. But at least I've given them their first Grammy nomination. You know, people always forget that the band, they did 49 albums with Fela. No Grammy nomination. We've done 4 now, we have 1. So that at least I've added something to the story of Egypt 80. They can't say I left them how I met them. We watch mafia film and we all want to be mafia and Don and mafioso, because white crime is fine. But 5 Nigerian boys go and do some real mafia in Dubai, all of you are saying they disgrace you. You are trying to downgrade them. You are trying to insult them, trying to disown them, which is wrong. It's wrong, because I'm sure if it was some 5 white boys that did that, we will be hailing them. Hey, our boys are bad. We want more money. What plan? What say bad? We are all done in our homes. To our friends, we all have criminal nickname. You know, everybody is a mafia don. Everybody wants to be a gangster. Until gangster shit happens, then it's a problem. So, as black people, as motherland people, one thing we have to know is that we are entitled to be everything that humanity is, especially the bad, and still be considered human beings. No matter what you do, you are still a human being. This is what humans do. Humans kill, steal, rape, rob, murder, pillage. I mean, we are the only group, and we have to remove this from our mindset, that one person that you don't know will do something and you say you are feeling ashamed and you start apologizing to the world on behalf of the action of, as when the white people apologize to the world on behalf of George Bush and the 3 million people he killed in Iraq, or on behalf of Sarkozy and Obama and the 2 million they've killed in Libya, or that they are killing in Yemen right now and in Syria. When did they, I mean, murder, pillage, Abu Ghraib prison, did you see what the American soldiers did there? When did white people come outside to say they are ashamed of themselves for such behavior? King Leopold, 10 million people he killed in Congo Democratic Republic. I'm not saying this is the king of the Belgian people, officially representing Belgian people. Killed 10 million people, remove hands, breasts, took children from there. When did white people ever come to say they are ashamed of themselves? It's only we are, your friend is gay, suddenly you are ashamed on his behalf, and then you now think he's no longer a human being because he's doing something that people do. This is what people do. If people do it, if you are black, you are entitled to do it too, and still, it is not a right for anybody to discriminate against you. As long as the law courts have not held you liable to anything, then you are good. You are good to go. You understand me? We as human beings, we are entitled to all the flaws of humanity, as well as all its graces, and still be considered humans. That's something that is important.